800 likes. It could change the world. What do you think two nerds would do if they get trapped inside an elevator? Now you might think that the scenario will go this way. One will be freaking out while the other will get closer to her to calm her down. She will tell her everything will be okay, while both make a very dramatic eye contact. Then the brave one will get in touch. The freaked out girl will get nervous, but eventually she will accept it. Then it gets forbidden until the elevator opens its doors and a guy will be waiting outside. He will be shocked and they will be nervous, but he will join them and you get the typical. If you think of it this way, then both me and you have mental issues. What were we talking about? Oh yeah. Here is a sequence of clips from someone who works a night shift in a hotel. And according to TikTok standards, that place has to be haunted. So what will you get? A combo. You might also have a soda with it. The two nerds we just talked about, not doing what I said in my cringe example, just freaking out over the elevator door opening for no reason. And one actually supposedly got touched. For the guy himself, who sounds a bit like a trans dude, he also has elevator door problems. And before you go, champ, don't forget the last part of the meal, which I don't know how you will be able to swallow, but apparently, ghosts now have phone numbers and can do prank calls.
So, we've been getting a lot of missed calls, like almost every day. Often. I was trying to catch it when it happens, but I miss it every damn time. But as you can see, the outside pool has called at least over 20 times. Some I tried to call back. And I don't know what this is, but I can guarantee you that we do not have a phone in this pool.
I'm sorry. No, we're not going to the second floor. No. No. Push, 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 push. Ow! Oh, hell no! Hell no! Hell no! 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 No!
Okay, what the hell's going on here? Yeah, we have music in here now. What the hell? What? This is not where I wanted to be, but I heard something. Nope. Nope. Yeah, no.
It's okay, my child, if you have seen these videos somewhere else, because I have been trying to avoid this guy just like I was doing with my ex, not by not responding to her apology messages I wish she would have sent, but by trying to move on from her. Another sequence of videos from a channel under the name SS3 Pro Max Paranormal. Forget about the Pro Max part for a second. Our main character is a big lady with blonde hair. Such details can change the way the story plays out, so pay attention. But don't get lost just yet. We don't have time to investigate behind your missing case. Let's call the lady Lucy. Lulu likes to collect dolls and vessels because that's what gets the shit started. Now I have tried to find the exact definition for what she meant with vessel, but all I found are photos of ships. Not French fries for British people. I'm talking about the big boats that ship big stuff from area to another on water. Now say after me, ships and chips. Good kid. So I think the word is like a slang word. Because what she was pointing at was the black doll. whom for some reason I couldn't see. What kind of paranormal activity are we dealing with here? First of all, they are dealing with it, not us. And second of all, we are talking about a poster doing a Jeff Hardy dive. Some dust in the air, but let's just call it orbs for the relevance. Camera glitching creating shadow figures. Lucy's hair getting grabbed. And I would suggest taking some Panadol extra for anger issues, Lucy. You don't have to smoke your colleague's head.
Picking up for? Just trying to sort out it's to sort out where it can get the books some time off. Well, did you just hear that woman's voice? Yeah, hi. Yeah. You heard it, yeah?
Sound like it's help. Does anyone here need help? Female. This is female. When you saw that white figure, did you think it was female or male? Let's say one way or the other. What is your name? And it's like that shit, calm and cat forever.
If your life feels empty and dark, always remember there are people out there who will bring darkness to their lives on purpose. And with that cringy advice out of the way, let's get to the next one. Now this one is the real deal. Forget about dust flying in the air and some chair doing some gymnastics flips, or your mama in a praying dress standing in the corner. Here is something that made me personally crack my pants so bad it melted, and it was really hot. Something that put my neighbor in a coma, and he is a sneeze away from a heart attack. Something that will change the way you look at your walls. I know you stare at them for hours. Have you ever heard of the famous story about a house where human faces appear all over the walls and floors? Now there are long in-depth stories about it. But I will do you a favor even your father won't dare to do. There is a house located in a village in Spain named Belmez. Very scary so far. I also thought there were no houses in the villages. But I want to ask you this one question, and you just have to give me an answer. Then I will give you some candy. How familiar are you with number 5? Come on, champ. I know you have some good answers. Basically, there is a strange phenomenon relates to faces appearing on each and every wall, including the floor. A very old lady who was literally on the verge of her life, she actually died. The crazy part about this whole story aren't the faces, nor the fact that the lady's name is Maria Gomez, which sounds related to Selena Gomez. But the real crazy part is Maria's death wish. You might think that she wishes for the reunion of Selena and Justin Bieber, since, as I just mentioned, they seem kinda related. But that wasn't it. She actually wanted these faces to follow her to the afterlife so she could prove to people that this was in fact an actual paranormal phenomenon. So that was the way to get followers before social media.
We were listening to her comments from another vault. And of course, as a psychologist, you have very mixed thoughts about that. There is somebody who's clearly in some level of distress. She wasn't quite certain about what was happening, whether it was her imagination or whether it really was a ghost.
Okay, I can definitely hear somebody here, and I'm not enjoying it. I'm really not enjoying it. The sound of somebody breathing. And I was scared and I was worried, thinking, is it going to come towards me? Is it coming over here? If it knows that I'm here, does it want to get closer to me? Or do you have a total sense of being watched or something?
I think we could have taken any one of our participants and anyone would have that type of experience. So what we're looking at here, in my opinion, is an absolutely fascinating area of psychology, that our imagination plays tricks on us. And under some circumstances, those tricks can really be quite extreme.
In 1971, the remote Spanish village of Belmez became home to a truly extraordinary phenomenon. It's a mystery that followed Maria Gomez for over 3 decades.
I was cooking one day when I saw the face on the floor. But I didn't give it any attention. I had a fever then, and thought that must have been the reason why I saw this strange face. I didn't take it seriously at all.
But it wasn't Maria's fever. A few days later, the face returned.
Wherever you stood, the face watched you. It almost seemed like it was moving its eyes.
Alerted by the press, visitors and scientists swarmed in from around the globe. Investigations discovered that Maria's house was built on a graveyard, and directly beneath the image of the face, human remains were discovered. The floor was replaced, and even more faces appeared. Nobody could find an explanation.
Even the scientific researchers were here from Madrid. For 10 days they searched here with their tools and equipment and tried to find something. Before they left, I asked them if they could tell me what they had discovered. They told me, "No one can discover the truth here. We will die and never find out what it is." I don't know what this thing is. It's truly something amazing.
The faces were varied, some faint, some clear. And some looking very familiar. What or who was producing them? Neighbours mentioned a young man living in the village who was a skilled artist, but no connection was ever discovered. Pedro Sogrobe is a parapsychologist investigating the case. At the time of his research, he was convinced of the link between the woman and the phenomena.
We know that the faces can't appear without Maria, and we know that once Maria leaves the house, the faces fade. We also know that when Maria's psychological state is weak, if she's feeling down or tired, then the faces lose intensity.
Just like photographs, the faces go through a slow developing process. Yet no traces of chemicals or dyes had been found.
Only God knows why the faces appeared to me. Because how many other houses have the same concrete as mine, yet this hasn't happened anywhere else? Only here, in this house.
Maria Gomez died in February 2004, aged 85. Her belief in her faces never wavered. Just before her death, she said,
I would like them to come with me. After all, they have given me so much company throughout my life. So I would like them to keep me company in the next world. So people can see that it wasn't fraud, that what happened here is real.
With her death, the faces were expected to disappear. They did something far stranger. They resurfaced in a nearby house where Maria was born. A final twist to her own ghost story.
I know for a fact that scientists will try their best to prove the jinns and their unseen world doesn't exist. They will throw their parents in a volcano if it means they will come truthful with their claims. For the first couple of minutes of this next one, I was literally about to take a nap. I was gonna take my pillow and lay on it while the video was playing. And maybe I could have also taken a blanket with it to see if that would make me feel better. And maybe if you give me some time, I could just make a cup of warm milk to get extra comfort. And maybe, just maybe, if there is a chance in the world I can have a trustworthy, gorgeous girl laying beside me while I'm taking that nap. It's never wrong to have dreams. And as for the video, it played out completely differently than how I thought it would. It became a freak show, and which thing will perform a better activity, while our investigator Allah is making some vocals you will only hear in kids' show. You know these boo sound effects they use for ghosts in kids' cartoons to creep them out? That's exactly how he sounds like. A table tries to do a very impressive 360 on him, while the window distracts him with some crazy head and body movement. And we also have to talk about the part where he gets trapped. On any normal given day, a normal human reaction for getting trapped in a room in an abandoned place at night alone would be panicking at the disco. But Allah was like the girl who gets stuck inside the washing machine on purpose. And the rest is history.
Bismillah, Bismillah. Ya wal ummi. Ya wal ummi. Bismillah. 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 أعوذ بالله أعوذ بالله أعوذ بالله يا جماعة أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. الله القوي وأنتم الضعفاء. الله القوي وأنتم الضعفاء. الضعفاء الضعفاء الضعفاء. يا جماعة ايش قاعد يصير هنا؟ يما أعوذ بكلمات الله التامات من شر ما خلق. الله القوي وأنتم الضعفاء. الله القوي وأنتم الضعفاء. الله القوي وأنتم الضعفاء. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. يا جماعة في شيء هنا. في شيء هنا. لا إله إلا الله. لا إله إلا الله. لا إله إلا الله. الله القوي وأنتم الضعفاء. الله القوي وأنتم الضعفاء. الله القوي وأنتم الضعفاء. هذه كانها جديدة يا جماعة والله العظيم. والله كانها جديدة هذه. أعوذ بالله. لا 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 لا. الله لا إله إلا هو الحي القيوم لا تأخذه سنة ولا نوم له ما في السماوات وما في الأرض. من ذا الذي يشفع عنده إلا بإذنه يعلم ما بين أيديهم وما خلفهم ولا يحيطون بهم.
I never knew that Jins likes to play bowling. I know they have their own lives and ways of spending a day. But this was different, and as you can definitely notice, I just said this part to fulfill some time. You know what they say about night shifts. If you know what they say, write it down in the comments, cause honestly I have no idea. And yeah, we are back with the night shift shenanigans. Guess what else? It's also from TikTok. But this guy hits different, and I don't mean that he hits harder, or has a bigger PP. I'm talking about the kind of job he has. This man has a name, and it's Javier, thanks to his parents. Javier is a security guard, breathes and eats just like normal humans, and I don't know why I mentioned that. But while he was in his booth where he sells protection and duty, he recently, and when I say recently, I mean when he found out what people do on TikTok regarding paranormal content, and when he opened his own TikTok account, he found out that his booth was actually haunted. Because why wouldn't it be in this day and age? So what kind of strange knocking sounds does he hear? Well, I just spoiled it for you. And one part that impressed me so much I had to brush my teeth because I kept my mouth open for far too long was the shot where the pencil container moved. As if I haven't seen something similar 100,000 times before. And he still uses selfie sticks these days. I thought that shit became irrelevant after 2016.
Son las 4:17 de la mañana. Están golpeando de nuevo la puerta, la caseta. Que escuchen ustedes de nuevo para que vean que esto no es un juego, que ahí siempre golpean 10 o 5 minutos y después se detienen. Conche tu madre, se acaba de mover el vaso, se acaba de mover ese lapicero, Acá va a hacer un movimiento hacia allá. Bueno, y ahora acá escuchar que golpearon atrás mío. Bueno, hay que mantener la calma. Si te pasa algo de esto alguna vez, hay que mantener la calma. Salí acá afuera y miren cómo está. Dieron vuelta la barrera. No sé qué mierda pasó. Escucho un golpe. Escucho ustedes mismos. Ahí estamos, vamos. Vamos a hacer una moto ahí. Vamos a estar la pluma ahí, botada ahí. Pero nada más, no sé qué hace los ruidos. No he querido exponerme mucho a este tipo de energías. De hecho, casi no he salido ni siquiera al baño acá. Bueno, chicos, se alcanza a ver bien. Temprano un choque fuertísimo. Vengo a ver acá cómo quedó, fíjense. Por esa parte donde está la barrera ahí, pasó un camión a otro lado, no sé si era un fallecido. Pasar algún par de veces una sombra negra, no sé si era hombre o mujer, humano o no humano, pero esto va a ser una sombra negra. Así que bueno, voy a hacer una ronda rápida aquí y voy a sacar unas fotos por aquí a ver si veo algo raro. Alcancé a ver algo, la primera foto se ve como una mancha, en la segunda ya se ve un poco más claro, no sé qué es, pero se ve como una forma rara. No está corriendo nada de viento y se da cada vuelta esta barrera sola. No anda nadie más.
So apparently, on a night shift, every place becomes haunted all of a sudden. So you're telling me that my manager at McDonald's will become a djinn in the shape of my manager when I work the overnight shift. You might think that the next video is someone doing some dubstep style breakdance, but he is actually not. How shocking. I didn't know that this is a list for creepy videos. Here is a footage of a normal dude doing some grocery shopping for his old sick grandma at the house. How did I know that? Speculations and shit. But what actually matters is the dancing. I mean the possessing. He got haunted so bad a guy had to step in, not to help, but rather to get a closer look, because it's always better to sit in the front seat for a show. I don't know if he was pointing at the attendant or not, but I can't assure you if he was using the middle finger or the index. And one more thing, watch all the way towards the end. You have to. In case you skipped to this part, here is the shot that you may have missed. This is the one shot that broke my heart and made Robert De Niro retire. The shot that almost secured this clip an Oscar. But if your dream is to get famous and get an Oscar one day, just subscribe. Even if that isn't the dream you have in mind, I assure you, it's better than not doing so.